G'day, welcome to Board Game Backers, brought to you by Liberty Guild Gaming. Today we're doing a solo playthrough of Drop Bears. I've done a solo playthrough in the past, and I thought it'd be nice to revisit the game and do a series of 3. Play one with the Drop Bears, then with Una the platypus, and then the final boss battler, Old Brucey. So the game's partially set up. We've got the base camp here. I will be playing solo with the child over here. There we are. And let's see what camper we are playing today. We are playing the cheerleader. Oh, bring it down here, and she is here. So let's put them both on the base camp. Let's get her ready. There we are. Excellent. And then we roll the dice. And, well, let's see what, oh, not yet. Let's see what, Drop Bear will be joining us today. We've got Feral and Cheryl here, right on top of the tree. So let's roll the dice and see where, the survival expert will be the cheerleader to start with. And she's going 2. There we go. And she's going straight to the waterfall. And the child is going 4. And he is going down south. Oh, wow, that's a rough start. I'm gonna put these down here like this so you guys can see. So she increases her stress by 2. There we go. And the feral drop back can go right here. And then you keep pulling until you find an endeavour tile. I've just pulled one out at random. That's an endeavour tile, so I just flip that over. And, oh, hostile territory, that's a bit mean. I am going to place it over here. There we go. And that essentially is the game started. And now we're going to play through a handful of rounds. And hopefully we'll, we can afford to lose 1 camper and end with 7 survival points. So let's see how this plays out. So moving down through here, and I forgot to give myself 4 utility cards. And keep in mind the child doesn't actually collect utility cards, and if she does collect any, it goes into the camper's inventory. There we go. So we've got some painkillers. We've got some painkillers. We've got some lanterns. A small medical kit, and a kangaroo jerky. So this allows me to get 1 action point, and if it's at night time, I can get 2 actions. This allows me to heal a camper and reduce the heart rate by 1. That's nice. I need to get to the child. This one here is the lantern. So a target camper on adjacent to your location, you may use the target's unique ability at no cost or discard for the duration of your turn. Ignore both hostile and terrain. Territories, and this is just your painkiller, which heal a wound, and opposite to the kangaroo jerky, opposite to the antibiotic small medical kit, it's going to increase your stress. There we go. So I am all set up, and let's move this down so we both get an action point. You can actually, I think we actually do start with action points, I believe, already. Let's have a quick squeeze. Right at start, fade. Into the setup, yada yada yada, starting survival expert. And no, it doesn't look like we do. I thought we may have. And at the beginning of the phase, every camper receives 1 or 2 survival points at the beginning of the phase. 1 or 2. Okay, beginning, not day phase, night phase. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's do this. Okay, starting with the cheerleader, and I am going to do a scout action over here, and I need to roll a dice over here. So I move into a hostile territory and see if it actually wounds me. It wounds me for 1. There we go. And her special ability is she's an acrobat, so she can actually jump 2 tiles without actually getting any hurt. Choose a tile within 2 tiles of this camper's current location and place the camper on that location. Oh wow, so she can certainly run very fast if she needs to. I like it. My next action is going to be an endeavor. So I'm going to roll for an endeavor, and I need more than 4 or more. And I didn't get it. So I am going to leave that. I won't spend my solo points just now. Moving over to the child. He's got his predetermined sort of actions you got to do for him. And he's also got his own unique ability as well, where a hide and seek ability where we can go to the child's location. We can hide at our current location, move, and hide in our current location, not be targeted. Both the camper and the child can use this location. And we've also got a scream which allows the companion to run towards the child and not be hurt by hostile or dangerous terrain. And we've also got a little helper where she can help do an additional endeavor action at a cost of 1. Cool. Okay, so I want to move towards her location, so I'm going to do something relatively risky. I'm going to go do a run action. I am. So that's going to increase my heart stress. Oh, there we go. And wrong person. Yeah, she's already increased her heart stress. I am going to do a run action because I want to get towards my camper so we can do an endeavor action together. And that's 1. That's very, very lucky. Let's do a second one. And oh, very lucky indeed. Cool. There we go. And I could pick a, yeah, why not? And what's this one here? Draw 3 utility cards, discard any food items. Okay. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to pick that up just right now because I'm hoping that she'll do an endeavor action over here. Then I'm going to do a scout, and she's going to roll a wound, and she gets extra stress. Oh, just keep in mind, because she ran, she increases her stress. And rather than sort of running ahead, I'm just going to stay where I am and then use a rest action to actually sort of rest her. And she only rests for 1. And then Chila's got a chance to do the endeavor action, and then the child can move over there and do another endeavor action. So I think that'd be the best bet. Now, Farrell and Cheryl has no one to target. They can only move to a range of 1. So she moves up here. There we go. And that's the koala phase done. Back to the camper phase. And now the child is the expert. And she's going to do a... I really don't want her to get hurt. Okay, we're going to risk it. We're going to do a scout action over here. Roll the dice, and she gets a blank. Very, very lucky. And then she's going to choose to do an endeavor action. And she does get it. Nice. And I am going to, with the cheerleader, I'm going to do an endeavor action as well. And she fails. This time I'm going to spend 1. To do a reroll, and hopefully, yes, a 6. Excellent. There we go. We both get a survival point each. Just keep in mind that one of the losing conditions, if the child does die, we do immediately lose the game. Draw 3 utility cards and discard any other food items. So, what I'm going to do before I start pulling that out, I am going to go and start healing the child. So, target heals a single wound and reduces her heart rate by 1. Anything that's that's the only stress one I've got. So, and discarding any food items. So I am going to go use this one here because you can only hold so many in your kit. And don't increase the stress. No cost, I'll discard for the duration of return. Ignore both. Oh, okay, cool. Right, that's good to know. I'm going to reduce her stress here. And I gain 1 action point. So I am going to go and I can do an additional action point. And no, I'm going to leave that alone at the moment and start drawing some cards. So I said discard any food items. So food and antidote. So I can keep both these. A torch allows me to draw 2 tiles and then choose the one I want. Just keep in mind the most you can hold in your inventory is 5 at a time. So I've done my endeavor action, and now I am going to go and scout over here. And no, I'm going to scout over here. There we go. So that's the end of our turn. It's now the drop bear's turn, and looking at her target priority of who she's going to target, the camper there suffered the least amount of wounds, and that will be the child. Oh, that is unfortunate. I could have killed her, actually, to be honest. Target a single camper on your location. And so she gets targeted. And so now we get to if she wants to run away from her, she needs to discard a survival point, and then anyone that is fleeing from her would then get attacked. That seems very, very tempting. And I think that's probably the best thing, because she can panic. You know what, let's play this out. Let's play this out, shall we? Let's see how we go. We got 2 blanks, a wound, and a stress. That's not too bad. I'll take both those. There we go. And she survives. And after a drop bear attack, do we immediately like flee or do we stay there? I think we're gonna stay there. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you do. When you use a flee action, that's when you can sort of run away. So now it's actually our turn, and we both get a survival point each. So here we go. And what I'm going to do now is it's now the cheerleader's turn, and I'm not feeling all that stressed, and so I am going to heal. And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move Scout over here. I am actually going to go do a Scout action. And I believe that if you heal, I think it's actually an entire turn. Taking a heal action uses up the camper's entire turn. Reduce your camper's win by 1. Okay, I am going to go and do a scout. I'm going to explore. There we go. I'm doing a scout action. That actually doesn't actually hurt me. And then I am going to go and use my torch. And I'm going to do a run action. So this allows me to draw 2 tiles, and I get to choose which one I want. I definitely don't want that one. That one has 2 spiders on it, so I definitely don't want to do that one. I'm going to try to keep this close by to us, so she doesn't have to travel so far. So I'm going to put this up here, over here, and then I am running. So 1 and 2, and I don't want the stress, so I'll grab this one over here. And that is the waterfall. There we go. She increases her stress by 1. And when you use the waterfall, you actually reduce your stress by 2 in those locations. And I believe in the campfires. Yeah, when you retrieve heart rate by 2, and if you're at a campfire location, your rest action on these, you can reduce your heart rate by 2. So, very nice. Cool. Now going to the child. So the child is in a bit of trouble. She can't afford to run. Oh, she could. Yes, I'll do that actually. So I can afford to eat that little bit of extra stress. So I am going to do a run action. And she's going to pick this up here and reduce her stress by 2. And then move up here and increase her stress by 1. So there we go. And she is... Can you pick up things when you're running? Run. When you're in a hurry, you can run. This allows you to advance 2 locations. Run increases your heart rate by 1. Triggers dangerous terrain, which causes many wounds. Icons. As before, if you draw new tiles, must move. Cool. There we go. Excellent. So she's going to now do an endeavor action over here. So let's just do that, and she fails miserably. And I am going to spend one of these, so we can do it again. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's her done, and now it is the cheerleader's turn, and she is going to scout over here and do an endeavor action. And she does get it. Excellent. So that's one down at least. Moving on to the koala phase, we're going to have... Oh, wow. Did not check ahead. Okay, Feral and Cheryl, she's got no one to target, so she goes back to the tree. However, we've now got a second koala in the mix, and we've got Howler. And he really enjoys stressing people out. So, what have we got here? The camper with the greatest number of, well, at this stage, yeah. Tools, and that'll be us. And these are little tiebreakers that come, and their third tiebreaker here is clockwise from the survival expert. Since we're both on the same location, we do get targeted. So we can discard a survival point and increase all campers' heart rate by 1. Or take the other 4. And we both get the damage as well, just keep that in mind. And I am... Okay, I'm going to try... Because we do have some healing that we can use to heal some wounds. But this is fairly early on. We don't get too many wounds so fairly on. So I think we can... 1, 2, 3, 4... I think we can afford to, at least one of us, to escape. So, I am going to let the child escape. I really wanted that endeavor location, which is such a problem. So, we are going to discard a survival point and increase all campers' heart rate. Oh, every one of us gets up 1. No. Let's do this. Let's risk it and see how we go. We cop 2 wounds and a stress. So 1 stress, and 2 wounds. There we go. Cool. And now we can't actually do any healing at the location of the drop there. So where are we going to be off to? We need to do some scouting and decrease our stress. And I am... Oh, it's the child's turn, so the child's going to do a scout action and come over here and reduce her stress by 2 by using this one here. And then she is going to do, looks as though she's going to do a run action. Okay. Because I certainly don't want to rest, otherwise you can target us on our next turn. So let's move that down here. Oh, very lucky. And 1 more, and some dangerous terrain. Okay, there we go. Because she is running, she does cop a wound. And so, let's increase that up. There we go. With dangerous terrain, you just take the wounds. There's any icons that are on there. Spiders, you do a roll. Now it's actually now the cheerleader's turn, and the cheerleader is going to... And can I afford to run? Yes, I can. Okay, so it's going to increase my stress. And over here. And then I'm going to do a rest action. And because I'm at the campfire, I get to reduce my stress by 2. There we go. However, we can't afford to be targeted. We need to get close together so we can start healing each other. So that is the drop bear. Our turn. And now it's going on to the... Do I want to heal myself before I move on? Lantern. Oh, really I want to use it for the child. So, there we go. Cool. Now, what am I doing? What am I doing? Don't need one of those. It's now the drop bear's turn. So, starting with Feral and Cheryl. She's going to target somebody. The camper that suffered the most wounds. I am on 3. She's on 4. Yikes. There we go. And she can discard a survival point and flee. And that is what I'm going to do. There we go. And where does she want to go? If she goes down here, she'll have to cop a wound. I could risk it and see what happens. And move into an unknown location. Because I want to try to keep these two people as close as I can. And I certainly don't want to go there. So I am going to chance it. Oof, it's not so bad. There we go. She cops a bit of stress. And picks up a utility card in the process. We've got some minties. Nice. There we go. Excellent. I do like that. And let's do this. There we go. And now it is Howler's turn. He's got no one to target at this stage, so he returns back to his... I'm going to put him over here. No, I do like him on top of the tree. So, there we go. And now it's actually now our turn. We get 2 action points each. There we go. And now it is the cheerleader's turn. And I am going to do a run action, because I need to get here. I do, so let's do that. Do I have anything to stop me from actually getting hurt? Discard. Target a camper on or adjacent to your location. You may use the target's unique ability at no cost, or discard for the duration of your turn. Ignore any dangerous terrains. Yes, I do like that. I am going to use this. And so that way, oh, very lucky. Don't actually get hurt by these spiders. So that worked out really well. Increased my stress. I am going to grab another utility. There we go. Put an X over here. And then I'm going to do a rest action. Now it's the child's turn. The child is going to do a scout action over here. I'm going to use my antidote to heal a wound for her. And get another action point where she can probably, but this will increase her stress by 1. I think I'll have to risk it. So painkillers, discard. Oh, she could use a search action. I am going to use a search action and see if I get something that I need. I've got a park map, which can be quite handy, but not quite what I was looking for. So let's heal her wound, and that increases her stress by 1. There we go. Probably could have used a rest action, but that's okay. Cool. So she is now done. And now we are moving on to the drop death's turn. So keep in mind now that we're in the red section, the drop deaths are going to be more ravenous, starting with Feral and Cheryl. Oh, she can actually target us, because we are 2 spaces away. Ouch. Ah! There we go. Ah, not friendly. So there we go. Then plan that out, see how we're going to survive. Cool. And can I discard a survival point after any other camper flees, attack an adjacent camper? Okay, so I could flee. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got another 4 coming. And yes, we are going to do that. We are both... there we go. Only one of us can flee. So this is going to be hard, because she's almost dead, and so is she. She's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. So I am going to move the child, but keep in mind I've got 4 survival points over here, so which is problematic. And it says here that after survival point and after any other campers flee, attack any adjacent camper. So I am going to move the child over here. There we go. And now she attacks me. And there are no other adjacent campers other than the child. So if I were to flee, then she would then attack the adjacent camper. Let's see how we go. 2, 4, 6 wounds. Ouch. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I can afford 2 wounds. I can 1, 2, 3, 4. Eek. There we go. I am going to re-roll these 2 here. Cop the 2 wounds because it still keeps me alive. And 2 blanks. Excellent. Wow. Oh, could chance it. And no. Take the win. Take the win. Take the win. I got to survive. Okay. Excellent. So that is Feral Cheryl. Unfortunately, because I allowed her to flee, I didn't take this into consideration, but now she's a target of Howler. So Howler now jumps into her location. And I can discard to keep her alive. I can. Unfortunately, I can't move here or here. Otherwise, she'll stress out or she'll take 2 wounds. So, do I want to risk it? And increase or less stress by 1. Yes. I'm going to risk it and have her flee. Oh, very nice. An Endeavor location. And she'll be first this time. And nice. Cool. There we go. And she moves into this location and increases her stress by 1. There we go. Okay. Oh, I want the cat up here, do we? Okay, now it is the end of the koala's turn. Back to the campers. And the child is now the survival expert. And she is going to take that stressy stress and reduce by 2. She is. And she's also going to take an Endeavor action. And she gets a 1. And I am going to little helper. If within 1 tile, the child camper may perform either a search or an Endeavor action. I am going to. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 coming. 5, 6, 7. If we get this, we get another 2. So I am going to risk it. And roll again. Got a 5. Excellent. Put that on that 4 one. Because this will heal us for 2 wounds if we get there. So she's done an Endeavor action, and now she does need to move away. Otherwise she's going to get targeted. Oh, this is getting harder. So she can't use utility cards, so I will have to use a scout action. F1 others. Okay, cool. What do we got here? Oh, we got another Endeavor. Nice. Cool. Let's move her over here. 1 and 2. And she is still 2 spaces away from him. So, I've got to do a run. No, I don't want to. That's too far away. I am going to make... Yeah, I'm going to use that as a run action. I am. This so I can get some distance. So I've done an Endeavor and did a Scout. And she... No, that's actually my 2 actions. I probably should have done a run action, which I think I will do. Because I forgot that, yeah, she's got to get 2 spaces away. So let's do that. Oh, wow. Increased stress. Increased wound. There we go. Cool. And now it is now the cheerleader's turn, and she is going to do a run action. And increase her stress, and then she's going to do an Endeavor. She's got a 4, so she gets that. She heals 2 wounds, 1 and 2. And now she is going to do... I need to get away. So I've done a run action, I've done an Endeavor. I can use 1 more, and that'll be a Scout. And I am to the right of the survival expert, so I will be targeted. Okay, I am going to do a Scout action and move over here. And I do have the luxury of actually using my park map here. So I'm going to use my park map. And it says here, discard 1 by 1, place up to 2 unoccupied spots that is connected to your location. Cool. Nice, that way I can sort of play it safe, because I do. So I've done a run action, and I did an endeavor. So this isn't going to get me very far. It's not, but at least it'll, you know, bring out some tiles for us, at the very least. And there we go. Oh, nice one too. Cool. There we go. And now I've done a run, done an endeavor. I could say just where I am. I could. Yeah, and because it's going to target me either way. So I am. Yes, I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to use my additional action, and get 1+1 action points. If late night, gain an additional 1 action point. So I am going to reduce my stress by 2. I'm going to rest twice. There we go, and unfortunately I can't heal. So, and now it is the Drop Bear's turn. And I'm starting with Feral and Cheryl, and she's going to target me. Wow. Okay. And the camper that suffered the most wounds, that would be me. There we go, she's right on top of me. And problem is, if I flee, I'm still within target range of Howler. So and if one or more wound results in addition to a heart rate, increases inflicted by the attack, increase all campers' heart rate by 1. Oh, so for every stress, it causes everyone else stress. Oh, wow. Okay, that's not helpful. Let's see how this plays out. I'm gonna risk it. And what do we have? We've got 4 wounds. That'll certainly take me out. And it's probably not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, I am going to allow it. And that means that we're going to get 4. And we need to get some endeavors on the board. So we'll... I can afford 2 wounds, and I can afford 1 stress. 2 wounds. You know what? Why don't we... If she's going to die, why don't we try to keep her alive as long as we humanly can. So let's do that. Let's roll this dice here, and it's a blank. Excellent. So she cops 1 stress, 2 wounds, but she gets to live. Doesn't get targeted by the Howler, and he is too far away. So Howler returns back to the trees, and let's put Feral and Cheryl back. There we go. Excellent. Now it is I am the survival expert. We get 2 each. And I am going to... I can afford the extra stress and then reduce the stress. Get 2 + 1, then I panic. So that's not going to work for me. I can't go over here either. I could do a scout. I am in a bit of trouble. I am going to go and do a scout action. And do an endeavor. And fail at that endeavor terribly. And now I am going to yes. Cool. And that is, I am gonna use this one here. Other camps at your you discard, gain 1 action point. Other camps at your location reduces stress. I am going to leave that alone. I'm going to stay where I am. I've done a scout and endeavor action. Now it is the child's turn. Here, your camper cannot be targeted by attacks originating from their current location. This camper cannot choose to run action this turn. Okay, so I am going to go and move over here. And she is going to hide. I'm using this hide little ability here. So cost X plus 1. And okay, so if I do that, I am gonna do a scout action, so it doesn't cost me anything. Move over here, I'll do an endeavor. Fail at that endeavor. And I could choose to hide, pay 1 and choose to hide. And I think that would probably be a good idea. Anything here that's bad? No. Okay, I am going to go and hide. So she is no longer a target. So it costs X plus 1, X being the number of locations that they moved, and she didn't move this turn. So it's going to cost me 2. I can't actually afford that. Nope. Okay, cool. We're going to play it out. But if I use 2, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can't afford to use any more survival tokens. So let's do it. So we got 5 hits. Wow. 1, 2. I am going to reroll. Additional heart rate. Okay, I do. I'm going to use these 2 here. And roll these 2 and get 4, 1, 2, 3 wounds, which is enough to kill us both. So 1 and 3, and unfortunately we did not survive the night. Both the child. At least we got to die together. In my arms. So thank you for watching. It was a bit of a fun ride, and I'll see you at the table with the next one. Thank you. Bye.